From the crossroads of entertainment and culture to the stories that move the streets and shake the box office. This is Blues Nightly News, the world of movies, music, comics, and culture, the way it really is.
You. Late start, but I'm here, y'all. I'm here. We're going to get into it. We're going to jump right into it. You know what it is, man. Welcome to another episode of Blues News, man. I'm your host, Bluminati. This is a live hub for streaming, casting, all type. Just, man, we out here, man. We out here, man. Today, Snoop Dogg. Gonna talk a little bit about the Snoop Dogg controversy going on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the debate of the day. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that a little bit later on and talk about Snoop and his Lightyear and his grandkids and all of that. Talk a little bit about this Jake Schreier. How you say his name? Schreier. Jake Schreier, and what he wants to do with the X-Men, the lessons he's learned from Thunderbolts, and also gonna be talking about my GOAT, Kobe Bryant, right? Gonna be talking about Kobe Bryant. And his biopic that they are, I think WB is doing. So it's tonight's show stack, man. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We'll have a great time tonight. You know what I mean? So how y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Like, what is really up? What is really good? What is good? I got people already coming in here, man. Jimmy McD, what up, James? Up in the building. Junior in the building. What's good? What's good? Q. I'm gonna get at you later, man. I'm gonna get at you later. What is up? What is up? What is up? Brother Stark, how you doing, man? It's kind of a blue night. That's right. That's right. We're gonna get into it. Hey, as y'all come in, hit me with the thumbs up so we can spread this out. Please hit us with the thumbs up. Also, if you are replay gang, YouTube has rolled out a hype button. If you could hype the video, so you know what I'm saying, small YouTubers like myself can get spread out. You know what I'm saying? It's really much appreciated. Really much appreciated. Lawrence in the building. What's goody, my bro? What is good? What's good? Roll on in here. All right, I'm gonna start. And I'm gonna start with this MCU news. Let's start with this Jake Schreier news. Why not, right? Why not start with old Jake? Why not start with old Jake Schreier, man? We all know Jake Schreier is helming the new X-Men project, the new X-Men MCU situation that's going on over there at Marvel Studios. And he says that Thunderbolts has taught him how to balance emotional beats with action, especially in ensemble superhero films. So this is coming from Empire. Let's go ahead and add this to the stage real quick. It's coming from Empire. It says what Jake Schreier is taking from Thunderbolts as he starts work on a very exciting X-Men movie. And like I said, you know me, we're gonna continue to follow either the downfall of Marvel, right, or the rehabilitation of Marvel. Either the downfall or the rehabilitation. Now, either or can happen. It can be rehabilitated or it could be downfall. Yeah. Q, hype is only for replay. I don't think they have the hype button during live. So that's why I'm saying if you are replay gang, please hit the hype button. Hit the thumbs up and the hype button if you can. So yeah, that'd be dope if you could. I'm still learning on how the hype button works, but it's brand new. It just rolled out. I'm just finding out that it just rolled out. So, you know, that'll help a lot. All right, let's get back into this article. So for years now, Marvel Studios has been working in the background, setting the stage for the X-Men to arrive. I would say that that's kind of a misnomer. They ain't been necessarily working in the background for the X-Men to arrive. All we have two mutants. Yeah, Namor and Miss Marvel. That's really it, but that ain't got nothing to do with the X-Men, so to speak, as far as setting up, you know what I'm saying, how the X-Men is rocking. Ever since Disney acquired Fox, wheels have been in motion for the mutants to change the DNA of the MCU. And while little has been publicly announced, we do know one all-important detail. The man in charge of directing the eventual MCU X-Men film is Jake Schreier, the filmmaker who recently brought us Marvel's Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers. Now, some people will see this as failing up. I don't see that. I think Jake Schreier put out a good product that just didn't get the look that Marvel necessarily needed. And when I say the look, it didn't do the numbers that it needed, right? Some things are good and they just don't pan out. And it could, and you know what I'm saying, it's due to a lot of things. I always talk about Marvel's brand is like in the toilet right now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is just, people used to just run to it. If they saw that Marvel Studios bumper at the beginning, they was there, right? Marvel now has to, they have to figure, and we talked about it, you know, me and Tina talked about it Friday. They got to figure out to get people to buy back in. The audience that they have chased that is non-existent, they got to figure out how to get somebody gray-haired and grizzled like myself to check back in, because I'm the one who spent the money. I'm the one who made the MC. And I don't mean, when I say I'm not saying that selfishly as in me, but people of my age group, we are the ones who bought into the Marvel Studios. We are the ones who spent the money. We are the ones who propped Marvel up. And then Marvel did a pivot and said, no, we want to chase a different demo, but that's on them. They got to figure it out. Now they got to figure it out. As he tells Empire, Schreier is starting to get the wheels spinning on his X adventure. I can't say anything about it, but we started work on X-Men and it's obviously very exciting, he confirmed. And with Thunderbolts being a team-up story, there's much he's learned about making an ensemble Marvel movie. There's so many things that I didn't know about before I started Thunderbolts, he says. Point to the MCU experience and how he can draw from. The biggest learning curve for me was the proportion of the action to the more emotional, character-driven scenes, and how even though it's more shooting days than I've ever had, they get eaten up quite quickly by the action stuff. By the time we get to the end of it, it felt like, oh, now I feel like we get how to do this a little bit better. And I'm guessing he's saying it was on the job training for him when it came to shooting a movie for the MCU. You know what I'm saying? It was on the job training. He was learning as he was making that movie. And as he got to the end of the movie, he figured something clicked for him. A lot of people can't necessarily do that. Hopefully this is something that works for him. I don't know. But I do agree with him. The thing is, a lot of people come into a comic book movie and just say, oh, let's just give them action, right? Not knowing that the people who participate in this genre, who participate in these comic books and these movies, they are invested in the characters. It ain't just action. They are invested in how Scott Summers acts towards Professor X or Magneto, right? They are invested in Wolverine and what he's supposed to, be about. Jean Grey, all of these different characters. So you can't just come in and say, hey, I'm gonna give y'all X-Men, Wolverine go slice something, Cyclops shoot something, Jean Grey use your telepathy, and after that faint. Good movie, y'all. Like, nah, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be a reason why people want to see these characters interact with each other. It's got to be that. So yes, you got to have those emotional beats to go along with the action. He goes on to say those epic set pieces, those sure to continue in Schreier's next outing, are a major highlight of making a Marvel movie. Look who gets to do that, he says. On Thunderbolts, we're in the middle of nowhere in Utah in a gorgeous location, owning a road and filming in 100-degree heat, or finding yourself on the second tallest building in the world. These are very special experiences. Fingers crossed the director can make something excellent with those mutants. And like I said, this is coming from Empire. Got the Running Man on the cover. I'm waiting to see the Running Man. Hopefully he can pull it off. Hopefully he can pull it off. I am one who am not necessarily hyped about Marvel touching X-Men. You know what I'm saying? To tell you the truth, I'm not particularly hype about Marvel touching X-Men. I still have to see what this Doomsday and this Secret Wars. I put Spider-Man as an outlier, but I got to see what they can do. And right now they haven't giving me the warm and fuzzy that they can really bring X-Men home. I know some people are hyped. I was hyped at first, but as they've gone down in the, I don't want to say in the toilet, but as they've the downswing of Marvel just hasn't given me, excuse me, the warm and fuzzies. It just hasn't. You know what I'm saying? It just hasn't. But that begs me to ask the question: if I would ask him, how much action is too much, right? How much action is too much? Should the X-Men be emotional first and flush with hero and mutant, mutant heroics? Should that play second fiddle to the emotional beats? That is going to have to be something that he has to work around. I think Thunderbolts showed that it can work, and maybe you take that template and run with it. I don't know, because to me it also depends on the dynamic of which X-Men you're putting out, which team are you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the backdrop for this X-Men team? What are y'all trying to convey when pushing out this X-Men team? And until we get a little bit more information, we all, you know what I'm saying? We don't know it. As of right now, we don't know really what's next for the MCU. We really don't know what's next for the MCU. You know what I mean? We don't. Doomsday, Secret Wars. What's next after that? Is it going to be they talks of a reboot. Do we want to reboot? Do people want to reboot? Is this going to work? If this doesn't work, what do you think they do? Do they just go full bore X-Men, Fantastic Four? Do the stories add up? Do people want to see it? Like, it's a lot of questions. I think they got an uphill battle. I think they got to the top of the mountaintop, slipped and fell and slid down the hill, man, and they got to push that rock back up. I forgot what Titan that is who pushes the rock up the hill. You know what I'm saying? But or I think it's either a Titan or a god. I can't remember. But that's Marvel right now. Marvel is that person who is pushing that rock, constantly pushing that rock up that hill, and now the rock has fallen, and they gotta regather themselves, gather the rock, and start pushing this rock back up. So it's a burden. It's a tall task, man. It is a tall task for them to do that. All right. I don't know. They got some work to do over there. Sisyphus. There you go. Sisyphus. See, I knew y'all to help me out, man. I'm not gonna go in on him because I don't see this as given to give him any slander. So it's not fight. You know what? You want me to do it? I ain't gonna do it. No fight, not this time. Not on nothing like that. It's just trying to understand what's next up. Trying to understand and he might not even be involved. Feige might not be involved in what's really next. It's rumors of 2 years and he's out. It's rumors of 2 years and then he's, you know what I'm saying, making his exit. I, for one, I hope that's really, you know what I'm saying, the situation. I would love to see some, and a lot of people say, who do you replace him with? A lot of y'all didn't know who Feige was until Feige took over. It's always somebody out there who can do the job. Who do you replace him with? Does it, hate to say it, but does it matter? I mean, it matters, but does it matter? If they get the right person in there and he's just as passionate as we thought Feige was, then, let it happen. Let it happen. New coaches come all the time. Yeah, I know it matters, but does it matter? Like, my thing is, this is what I mean by doesn't matter. If some executive shows up that you never heard of, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know all executives in Hollywood. Like, we didn't know who Feige was. I wasn't scanning or perusing the Hollywood executive list like, oh, this guy be good if he started. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. I'm pretty sure some names out there that I can go and look after and see who would be, you know what I'm saying, in a good position to take over the MCU, but that's what I mean by does it matter? Like, I'm pretty sure it's a stout list out there somewhere that I can go and find and figure out. And if that person is really passionate about moving the MCU to the next phase, taking it to the future, then to me it don't matter. As long as that person is ready and willing to do the job and isn't being kind of called out. You know what I'm saying? And I call Kevin fraudulent Feige because it just seems like he put the worst team, you know what I'm saying? Like, just giving up the stuff that he's given up to usher in this team of people who don't care. That's why I'm calling him fraudulent. Because if you wasn't a fraud, you would know that you don't do that. You know that these ain't just some cartoon characters or whatever. This ain't just some kiddie stuff. You know what I'm saying? These are, treat them like you would treat something special. You know what I'm saying? These characters, it's more than just action and, oh, we marvel at a sale. Like, nah, man, it don't work that way. Don't work that way. Yeah, and I agree. I agree. If he leaves, they need to go get a creative in a suit. Two-headed monster. Go get you a two-headed monster. I think that works perfect. Had your creative guy, he's online, he's doing the talking, he's rallying the troops, he's getting the audience involved, whether the good or the bad, but he's got his feelers out. He takes it back. Him in the suit, they sit down, have a conversation, say, hey, this is what's best. How much money is it gonna cost? The suit goes over the money, does the, all that stuff like that, and we good. We good. I think DC has the right situation over there. DC got the right situation over there. So, yep. So that's it, man. That's it. Let's keep this thing moving, man. Salute to Marvel, man. Y'all got an uphill battle. That's all I'm saying. An uphill battle. Y'all have. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Kobe got a biopic coming, man. Kobe has a biopic coming. If you know anything about me, diehard Kobe fan, man. Kobe was didn't know him, you know what I'm saying, but grew up watching Kobe. Kobe reminded me of my older brother. Kobe and my older brother were around the same age. My brother was a big Jordan fan. Kobe mimicked Jordan. So all of that, like, my brother would mimic Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he just reminded me of my older brother. So I treated Kobe like family. You know what I mean? So when he passed, man, I ain't gonna lie, shed a tear. I cried when Kobe died, man. And I hadn't, my family had never seen me cry. Never seen me cry. Wife came down, daughter came. What is going, man? Kobe died. So, the death of Kobe hit me hard. So hopefully they do this biopic and they do Kobe justice, man. Warner Brothers has set up a biopic, starring Kobe Bryant. The project aims to capture his impact on and off the court, his legacy. And I want people to understand legacy, man, because when I look at, I'm looking at this biopic, and I'm looking at a lot of these biopics. You got this one. You have Christopher Reeves's biopic. And then I started thinking about, Six, you wanted some Feige slander? I got you. And we talking Kobe, and I got some Feige slander. You know what I'm saying? Marvel had and I know there's a biopic coming, but Marvel had the opportunity. Marvel had the opportunity to honor Chadwick Boseman with a dope biopic, a dope, documentary, highlighting his life and things of that nature. But they chose to, instead of continuing his legacy, they chose to spit in his face. To me, they chose to spit in this man's face. They could have easily did this, honored him easily, not with just a little crawl at the beginning of a movie. If the way that they act like, oh, he was such a, meant so much and only one person can play him, I don't feel like y'all really gave a damn about Chadwick. Feige, I really don't. Kugler, I really don't. I really don't feel like y'all gave two fucks about Chadwick. Really don't. But I'm talking Kobe right now. We are talking Kobe Bean Bryant right now. So let's get this back up on the screen. Kobe Bryant biopic reportedly in the works. Since Kobe Bryant has had plenty of moments that could be made into a compelling film, but the early script focuses on an early moment in his career. It's been over 5 years since the unfathomable loss of the NBA legend, Kobe Bryant. Despite all that time passing, it still feels like we lost the Los Angeles Lakers last week. It does. It feels like, you know what I'm saying? Feel like Kobe and I think that's just how dope, you know what I'm saying, and how much he meant to the game, because his blueprint, his everything is still, why is this ad right here? Like with us, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like feel it, like you can't get away from it. And I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Where am I at? Since his death, Nike has been churning out new Kobe shoe models, keeping the legacy alive. And it is so hard to get them shoes. Nike, I need y'all to do better. But it appears that sometime in the future, biopic will be a reality. According to reports from the Shade Room, Variety, and Complex, Warner Brothers has obtained a spec script for one revolving around the days leading up to him being drafted. If you didn't know, this along with many other aspects of Kobe's life was an extremely fascinating time. The lead up to his eventual selection was dramatic, as the New Jersey Nets, now Brooklyn Nets, were highly interested in drafting him 8th overall in 1996. However, there was some divide within the organization. Head coach John Calipari, damn, Coach Cal. Coach Cal, one of my favorite coaches because I'm a Kentucky fan. You know what I'm saying? Damn, coach was all in on Kobe. Unfortunately, the vibe shifted when the Nets higher ups that led to him falling to 13. Part of that reason why they passed is because they knew Bryant was a huge Laker fan. So salute to them on doing that. But the Charlotte Hornets wound up taking him instead. Then they traded for the established big man Vlade Divac, shipping Kobe to his dream destination. And the rest, they say, is history. And I remember that. I remember that vaguely, man. Shaq came over in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? They drafted Kobe, and like they said, the rest is history, man. Greatest 1-2 punch in the history of the NBA. Shaq was also one of my favorite players. But yeah, so as such as the tentative title for the biopic it's called With the Eighth Pick. Per the outlet, screenwriters Alex Sun and Gavin Johansson penned the script when rumblings were first made about it. Multiple studios and streaming platforms were thinking about pulling the trigger on nabbing it. However, according to Variety, Warner Brothers swooped in and essentially didn't give anyone else a chance to scoop it. Overall, since it's in the early stages of the development, not much is known about cast, release date, etc. However, we can share that the script is being referred to as a mix of Moneyball and Air, with the latter starring Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Fittingly, this news surfaces just 2 days before his birthday. He would have been 47. We still continue to wish the best for his family and friends. So happy birthday, Kobe. I think this is dope. I would love to see who they get to play Kobe and all the people involved in it. Coach Cal, Dale Harris, which was the coach of the Lakers at the time, the logo, Jerry Buss, I'm sorry, not Jerry Buss, Dr. West, the logo, Jerry Buss being the owner, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all the people who were involved, you know, talking about it, his draft class. Do they do the draft class? You know what I'm saying? AI. Who was his draft? I'm trying to remember everybody who was in the draft class. That might have been one of the best draft classes too. Give me one second. I got to see his draft class. Look this up real quick. Like, who was in his draft? That 96 draft class. AI, Marcus Camby, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen, Antoine Walker, Kobe Bryant, Pedro Stojakovic, Steve Nash, Jermaine O'Neal, Ilgaskis, Derek Fit. Like, this draft was nasty. Like, just those players, all them players alone was, man. Allen Iverson, Hall of Famer. Marcus Camby, NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Abdul Rahim, good forward. All-star point guard and Stephon Marbury. Hall of Famer, NBA champion Ray Allen. All-star guard and Antoine Walker, one of Kentucky's finest. We know Kobe Bryant, NBA legend, 5-time champ. Pedro Stojakovic, an all-star shooter. Steve Nash, 2-time MVP, Hall of Famer. Jermaine O'Neal, multi-all-star. Ilgauskas, an all-star center. Derek Fisher, key point man for the Lakers, 5-time NBA champion. Ben Wallace, who was undrafted, 4-time defensive player of the year. Also, I want to say one time NBA champ. Like the whole lottery, that whole 96 draft, you can probably is Hall of Famers damn near. Like that, all of that. From the first pick to the undrafted. You know what? Not to move this conversation away from Kobe. They need to do a movie on this 96 draft class. Or at least a documentary or something. That gotta be the most stacked. Is there another draft class that is as stacked as maybe the LeBron class? Maybe the LeBron class. I don't know, but man, it's got to be, if not the best draft class in NBA history, it's got to be one of the best, right? Yeah, 03 with LeBron, 03 with LeBron and 96. They need to do like a versus with them. Them two draft, you know how they was doing the versus during COVID? Let's do a versus 96 versus 03. Because gee, man, stacked. Multiple MVPs out of there. Numerous all-star appearances. Come on, man. And the crazy thing is, I think the 96 draft shaped the future of the NBA. I think that 96 class shaped the future of the NBA of what we got today. You just think 03 and Jordan? That Jordan class was dope. But you gonna leave out 96? You can't leave 96 out. Nah. You can't leave 96 out. Can't leave them out. Can't leave them out, man. That was deep. That might have been that's got to be the deepest class. I don't think any other class is deeper. What was that 03 class? What was that 03 class? Let me see. Pull up this 03 class. Come on, man. Taking so long. 03 class. LeBron, Darko Milicic, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. I don't know. Chris Kaman, Kirk Henrik, David West, Boris Diaw, Josh Howard. Nah. I mean, you got LeBron, Carmelo, Bosh, and Dwayne, top 5. But after that, everything down. Did you hear what I just read off with this 96 class? Come on, man. No way. I'm not saying that 03 is bad. It ain't bad. I mean, you got LeBron, Carmelo, Bosh, Dwayne, and it's crazy how they all ended up on the same team. Not Melo, but Bosh, Dwayne, and LeBron. But come on, man. 03, I don't know, man. To 96. 03 against 90. 03 can't. I don't even know if they really need to be. Oh no. That 9-6 gotta be the best. Gotta be the best, man. This the impact in the 03 class. Often compared to the 84 and the 96 draft classes due to the caliber of talent that produced. LeBron James, the top pick, was highly anticipated. Went on to have an exceptionally successful career along with Melo, Bosh, and Dwayne. These players significantly impacted the NBA both on and off the court. Collectively, they won a total of 26 championships. The formation of a super team in Miami with Wade, James, and Bosh in 2010 is seen as a key moment in the era of player empowerment. As a 2025, LeBron James is the only player from the 03 class who is still active in the NBA. Now, that's a stat. That's a stat. LeBron, sit your, and I'm a Laker fan, but LeBron, sit your behind down. Oh, you did. My bad. But maybe okay. 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 Let me go up. My bad. If you okay, you did say that. You did say that. My bad, but my bad. That's on me, my guy. That's on me. My bad, man. My bad. It's just I thought, hey, that 96 got to be the deepest. Got to be the deepest. But back to Kobe, man. I would like to see who is playing or who they get to play Kobe, man. I really would like to see who they get to play Kobe. How long do y'all think before this actually gets like solidified, announced with actors and things of that nature? How long do y'all think? And who would y'all like to see? Because that's the ultimate question, right? Who would like to see play Kobe? I seen some people say Michael B. Jordan. They just gonna slide Michael B. Jordan up and everything, right? The Mamba. Who gonna play the Mamba, man? Who is gonna play the Mamba? This can't, and I don't need this to be this better not be. We was talking about this last night on Blurred AF. It better not be a Notorious or a All Eyes on Me situation. Anthony Mackie better not show up in this movie as Tupac or whatever. He better not. He better not, man. I better not see Anthony Mackie. Who gonna be Shaq? Who gonna play Shaq? Yeah, do y'all remember the Jordan biopic? Who was that? Who Michael Jace. Michael Jace is in prison right now, but it was Michael Jace who played Michael Jordan. Didn't do a bad job, but I don't need it because that was more like a low budget. I need this to be spectacle all out. You know what I'm saying? Something dope. Don't give me it's got to be there. Well, I need like the equivalent of like Ray with Jamie Foxx. I need that type of detail in it. Somebody who really pull it off. I need that. Right? I'm out. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. Yeah, I remember that. Hold on. I do remember that. I hope it ain't him, man. I hope it ain't him. No, Makai Brooks way too big. He too bulky. Maybe I mean, Michael B. Jordan. I wouldn't be mad if Michael B. Jordan showed up as Cole, but nah. I'm with stamina. Give me talent. I don't even need a big name. Just give me talent. Somebody who can really pull it off. Somebody that I believe. Somebody I believe. I don't necessarily need a big name. Because just the Kobe Bryant aspect of it should sell this movie anyway. Right? The Kobe Bryant aspect of it should sell this movie anyway. So we don't necessarily need a name. But I know. But nah, I'm tired of MBJ. Go do something else. Go do something else. Go do something else, MBJ. Where am I at? But yeah, Kobe, man. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Gigi. All of those families and who passed away along with them. Thoughts and prayers, condolences. That was a sad day, man. Watching football, going from watching football to that. Oh man. That was a sad day for me. That really hurt. That really hurt. That really, really hurt, man. So that'll be dope. These two right here, both hurt when they passed for me. When Nipsey passed and Kobe passed, hurt. So yeah, but nah. I hear you, Pam. Denzel didn't look like Malcolm, but he looked like Malcolm to me because he entrenched himself so much into it. So nah. Right, he was acceptable. All right, he did not look like Malcolm, right? So he did enough for me. I need somebody to do to really entrench themselves like Denzel did and do that. So, you know, you was out in the Bay, huh? Well, you was out in the Bay. What you was I about to name a street outside. I was about to say you out in Fillmore Street, but that's San Fran. You was out on you went out in Seminary and nothing like that, was you? You went out that way, were you? Jack London Square. You went out there, Jack London, were you? Oh man. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's talk about Uncle Snoop. Snoop. Talk about old Unc. Let's talk Unc, man. A lot of people coming for Unc, man. A lot of people coming for Unc. Some people say, I don't know. I heard this and I agree with it, but I don't think it's for this situation to me. Somebody said when representation scares the gatekeepers, it's not censorship, it's evolution. And I do agree with that statement. I just don't agree with that statement when it comes to this. And I've been seeing that. I wasn't gonna talk about Snoop. Snoop is solidified for me. I know he did. A lot of people look at what he did with the crypto ball and was like, oh, he doing it. I took that in a whole different manner, but I understand the backlash in Snoop doing the crypto ball. I get it. I understand it. But it's like this generation to me wants to find fault in everything. From media coverage to whatever. It's like they want to be, instead of fixing the problem, they want to be part of the problem. If you get what I'm saying. Like, y'all know Snoop is 60 years old. Come from a whole different time. And I don't necessarily think what he said was wrong. Right? I don't necessarily think what he said was wrong. Now, he revealed that seeing a same-sex couple in Pixar's Lightyear made him, this is what they're saying, because I think they took it out of context. People are saying Snoop watching that same-sex situation in the Pixar's Lightyear film made him uncomfortable. Now he's scared. They keep adding he's scared to take his grandkids to the movies. And that is not what he said. That's not what he said. But this does raise questions around representation, the parents' job in policing media for the kids, and how film shape perception and reality for these kids. Right? I remember as a kid, a sex scene would come on. I either had to leave the room, cover my eyes, or something like that, right? Now, the stuff that I was watching with my parents was more so, I would say, more adult themed, right? And let's just get into this article. Let's read this article. Let's really read this article. Let's get into this. Because I don't agree, man. And I'm gonna pull up some other stuff, other people talking about Snoop, and I think they just take a lot of this stuff and want to make it much ado about nothing, right? Because we're gonna get it, because I want to talk Lightyear, and I want to talk about how this movie really dropped the ball, and I want to talk about the situation with the same-sex couple and why it had nothing, how in the show it really had nothing to do with the movie. Right? So like I said, here it is. Snoop says he's scared to take grandkids to the movies after seeing Lightyear. For 30 years, Pixar Studios has been creating memorable films that audiences fall in love with. Movies like Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, Inside Out, Up, Coco, Elemental create lasting impressions and stories that we passed on for parents who grew up watching them to their children. Of course, not every Pixar film is a blockbuster hit, and it's not a secret that the studio has been struggling in recent years, especially since COVID-19. Onward was only in theaters for a couple weeks before it had to be pulled because the movie theater shut down. The next three movies, Soul, Luca, and Turning Red, did not even make it into theaters, right? Cool. However, one of Pixar's most controversial moments came in June of 2022 with the release of Lightyear. The film told the story of Buzz Lightyear, the famous space ranger who was the inspiration for the toy featured in Toy Story. Buzz and his crew find themselves marooned on a hostile planet millions of miles away from Earth. Buzz and his crew work tirelessly to find a way home, but things take a dangerous turn. Empire Zug arrives with its army of ruthless robots. From the jump, Lightyear was incredibly controversial among Pixar's dedicated fan base. So it's already controversial. And that's what I don't like, because there's more context and more nuance around this movie than just what Snoop said. And I know I haven't showed what Snoop said yet, but I just want to get through this and then I'm gonna let y'all hear what Snoop said. A lot of people were angry that Disney and Pixar are making a Buzz Lightyear movie without Tim Allen, original voice acting. It didn't matter to them that the movie was not about the toy Buzz Lightyear, but the Space Ranger that the toy was based on. Another big issue some people had. So here's the issue that some people had. Some people had was that the movie showed a lesbian couple. Alicia Hawthorne is Buzz Lightyear's best friend as well as his crew's commanding officer. During the movie, Alicia gets married to a wonderful woman and starts a family and lives a happy life. Unfortunately, instead of focusing on the fact that Alicia is in a healthy, loving relationship, critics focused on the fact that the movie showed the two women sharing a kiss. The kiss was originally removed from the movie, but after a wave of backlash, it was put back into the final cut, leading to several countries banning the film. So it's crazy because majority of the world don't even like rocking with kid themed movies having sexual act, because this isn't about homophobia, because that's how a lot of outlets like to frame this. Oh, you're homophobic, homophobia. This ain't homophobic. This is about sexuality in kids' properties. Snoop, and like I said, Snoop didn't have an issue with the two kissing. He had an issue with having to explain something that he didn't know he would have to explain to a kid, and not having the answers. I don't have the answers. It's kind of like we sitting down to just watch a movie. Now y'all setting me up to explain some stuff that I wasn't prepared to explain. I just thought we was watching a kid movie, right? Says, and now famous rapper Snoop Dogg has revealed that seeing a lesbian couple in the movies was so disturbing that he is scared to take his grandkids, and that's totally out of context. In an interview with the It's Given podcast, the Gin and Juice singer says that he does not want to take his grandchildren to the movies because of the uptick in that is not what he said. LGBTQIA representation, and he was especially bothered when he saw it in Lightyear. And instead of just these quotes, I want to pull up the clips. Let me see if I can find the clip of actually what he said, because I had it. That's the whole, what I got on the screen right now is the whole podcast. If y'all want to go watch, because it was actually a good interview, but that's what they wanted to clip that up because slow news week. So hold on, let me find the clip because I want you to hear what Snoop actually said. Let me see if I can find it. I just want that clip. Why is that playing? Wow. They make you watch. I got Prime. Why am I watching the commercial? They are making me watch a commercial. I got YouTube. I'm about to talk to YouTube. I ain't never had to watch a commercial. I pay for this. This is crazy. Say it's under the short tab because they got me watching this commercial. This is nuts. Wow. Yeah, I play this. It's just the beginning of this. I'm gonna play this real quick. Okay, I didn't do that. That was weird. Play this real quick.
Grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light?
I think it's
Yeah,
called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki.
Did they play the whole clip?
And like, and she had a baby with a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. They putting it everywhere.
What up, though? It's your boy Big Snoop
Nah,
Dogg.
they ain't playing the whole clip. You said it's on the shorts. Let me see if I can find on the shorts. They're not playing the whole clip. Give me 1 second. One second, y'all. Shorts. Because they out here tripping, man. It's just weird to me how y'all just blew this out of proportion.
New Buzz, the Lightyear. I think it's
Yeah,
called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay,
She
okay.
plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? Movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat your popcorn.
You said we don't know. We don't know.
It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
that part.
they're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I took my grandson to see.
Now, what is so bad about, and I want to ask y'all, what is so bad about what Snoop said right there? What is so bad about what Snoop said right there? I took my grandkid to see Lightyear. My grandkid turned to me and said, Papa Snoop, how did a woman and a woman come up with a baby? Now, if y'all saw this movie, because the thing is, let's dig into this movie. Because it ain't just that. He didn't say nothing about the kissing or anything. He said that the grandson asked him a question that he didn't have an answer to. And he's saying, now, when you put sexuality, and I'm taking my grandkid, now I got to answer these questions that I might not have been prepared to answer. And I'm the grandfather. I shouldn't have to necessarily answer. Go talk to your mom. Go talk to your daddy. That's probably what he should have said. But I don't see anything that he said that was wrong or homophobic. He didn't say anything. He didn't say, man, the gay folks or these lesbians, yada, yada, yada. He didn't say none of that. Right? None of that. So I'm wondering what is so. Can y'all help me out, chat? Right. In a harmless, like, can y'all help me out? Where did he go wrong in what he did? Because I would say the same. If I had a grandson, grandkid, whatever, and a sexual question came up and we watching Spider-Man or some, the cartoon of Spider-Man, kid cartoon, whatever, and he look at me and say, man, how two dudes got? I'm like, oh man. Or if because it could happen either way, heterosexual. Hey, where do babies come? Stuff like that. I'm not prepared. We supposed to be just sitting here. Maybe I'll talk to you later on, but right now we watching the movie. Hey, eat your popcorn, man. Just watch the movie. Eat your popcorn. And it's like, I don't know if they purposely do that to have kids ask these questions, but and I don't want to sound like the old guy, but my cartoons didn't make me ask those questions. Those cartoons, my cartoons didn't make me ask those questions. And you're right, it is. And that was a reasonable response. Hey, watch the movie. Watch the movie. And he could have said, I'll explain when you're older, but the kids gonna keep asking questions. If any of y'all got kids, you know kids don't stop asking. Throughout the movie, they're gonna keep asking the questions. They're gonna keep asking the questions, right? I want to pull up Van Lathan. Let me pull up Van Lathan. Pull up old Van Lathan, because Van, some of these people, I think they just be saying stuff just to say it. Oh, that's why. I'm wondering. I'm like, why am I getting commercials? I'm on my bad, y'all. I am tripping. I'm on the wrong account, man. I'm like, where these commercials coming from? Give me 1 second, cause I gotta swap over. I gotta switch this over because these commercials is killing me. I pay too much money, man. Here we go. Here we go.
Snoop was on the It's Giving podcast recently and talked about taking his grandkids
Let's watch
to go
this
see
real
the
quick because
Lightyear movie.
I want to react to what Van said.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Oh, my grandson in the middle of the movie.
Let me pause this. Like I said, if y'all watch the movie, how did in space, for one thing, he could have been asking. It's a lot of questions that the kid could have been asking Snoop, and Snoop wouldn't have the answer to. You got two women out in space having a baby. Where did the sperm for the baby child to even come from, right? Let's break this down scientifically. Two women in space. You see them, then a couple scenes later, it's a kid involved. Where did this damn kid come from? It's two women. That is a reasonable question that most kids would probably ask, right? Where did this damn kid come from? And it's not necessarily even a sexuality question. Now Snoop probably high. He done blazed up, took his kids to, you know what I'm saying? He got to answer some scientific, metaphysical question. The sperm inside, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They took it with them, artificial insemination. Do you know how hard that is to explain to a kid? Not the kids are stupid, but you got to explain that. How do you explain it? I would like for people to tell me, how do you explain two women going up in this space, and then the next time I see them, it's a kid involved and ain't no men around. I would.
Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it's fuck me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
Okay, so a couple of things here. This is another example of why I told you that we should have gone out to see the Lightyear movie in droves. Okay.
Why?
Because this is what happened. The movie came in light, and then it was carte blanche for everybody to like criticize the movie, whatever. Oh, we'll go broke, whatever. Put that to the side. I'm gonna do something for the homies, for all of the homies, other older homies. I'm gonna tell them two things. One, just so you know, it's your job to explain things to kids. That's your job. So if you don't want to explain things to children, then you should not be around children, because children are going to ask you to explain everything.
I'm going to pause Van right there. Van said it's your job to explain things to children. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. If you got the answers. Snoop said, I don't have the answers to explain. I don't have the answers to explain. But continue, Van. He already told you I ain't got the answers. So instead of tearing this man down and trying to act like he's some type of homophobe or against the LGBTQ or whatever, which none of that came out, just help the man. Just help.
They're going to ask you to explain oxygen, why the sky is blue, why this, why that. It's kids. So because that's what they're going to do, it's actually your responsibility to develop the language in order to explain things to children. And straight Black brothers, it's your job to explain sexual diversity and orientation to younger kids. So rather than lament.
What, and I want to ask y'all too, chat, what age are y'all prepared to explain sexuality to kids? What age? Hell, what age for you? If you're a grand anything, grandmother, grandfather, grand uncle, auntie, and you took your great niece or nephew or your grandson or daughter to the movies, is that really your responsibility? That's another thing too. Whose response is? He got a mother and a father. Whose responsibility is it? It's the parents, right? Yeah, sexuality, birds and the bees. Birds and bees, sexuality. Because that's what this really all boils down. This ain't got nothing to do with homosexuality. It's just sexuality. Because they're going to go on to say, oh, you can explain that some men like men and some women like women. But that's a conversation you have that's based on sexuality. Being exposed to it is, I was exposed to porn early too. Don't necessarily mean I was ready to have that conversation, right? And I'm pretty sure my parents wasn't ready to tell me this, you know what I'm saying? Now, I had a pretty open household. My mother and father, you know what I'm saying? I had an older brother. So when my older brother became of age, they went ahead and just rolled me right on in there and explained it to me also. Just to, knock two birds out with one stone. Me and my older brother was kind of, inseparable anyway. But at what age? Because I shouldn't be watching no porn at 5 years old, 6 years old, 7. I shouldn't even know about it. Being exposed, that's horrible. It's bad. And I don't think kids know. I really don't. I don't think, I know you're saying I think kids know. Some kids might know, but you know your kid. Most parents try to keep their kids away from things like that. That's why a lot of this stuff is met. Majority of the world, majority of civilization is like, oh, whoa, hold on, buddy. Like, I don't mind you, you know what I'm saying? Do what you do, but I shouldn't have to explain trans to my kid in elementary. A lot of people say that. I shouldn't have to explain gay. I shouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying? Sexual things of the sexual nature, I shouldn't have to explain to my kids. And it's up to the parent, right? So I remember when we were, with sex ed, I think I was in middle school. They sent the slip. Hey, look, we do sex ed. Gonna be some things, get a little graphic. Have your parents sign this slip. If you don't sign it, you know what I'm saying, we'll set you aside. You go over here to this class. It's things like that. What I hate to say it, but because this conversation is really about should these animated shows, these shows that we deem to be kid shows, if they're going to have any type of element of sexuality or adult themes in them, should there be a label? Should there be a label? I'm gonna let this play a little bit because a lot of people brought Snoop's past into play, and I think that's also disingenuous in this conversation.
The fact that that's your job, learn how to do it. Very simple. Uncle Van, how can two women have a kid? Well, they either adopted the kid or one woman was inseminated and then they have the kid. The most important thing is, younger brother, is that loving families come in all different types of ways. Well, why are two women together? Because it's very simple. Some boys like boys, some girls like girls, some girls like boys and girls, some boys like boys and girls. And everyone, as long as they're safe and consenting, can do whatever they want, and they should get the same type of love and appreciation and acceptance from everybody. You wouldn't want anybody getting on you for something that your body tells you to do, right? For who you are naturally. You don't want anybody making those determinations or like teasing you because you're Black or because you're from Baton Rouge or because you talk a certain way or because you look a certain way. That's why it's bad to do that to other people, because we shape their lives in negative ways. So look at people and understand and accept that God created everybody in different, diverse ways. And that's a reason why we should love them. That's it. That's all you got to do. And when I say this, man, I'm telling you, that's all you got to do. The question I'm asking to all of y'all that make this same tired ass argument every time you have to answer a question from a child about this is, do you want to do it? That's why it's up to us to develop the language to explain our situations and contextualize them before we give it back to the younger generation. Because if we're not dealing with our shit, how can we answer their questions? So in all of this time and all of this stuff, like, work on it, do it. But coming back and being like, I don't want to have to, if you don't want to have to do it, then don't take the kid. The kid gonna have questions about everything. It's your job to answer the questions for the kids.
I'm gonna pause right there. He was about to say, then don't take, and then he stopped. I'm gonna tell you why he stopped. Don't take him to where, Van? Don't take him to a kids movie, Van. What you was about to say, Van? Don't take him to a kids movie. What adult elements, adult themes, sex? Why would sexuality be in a kids movie, Van? Why should I have to explain that with a kids movie, Van? Why would I have to explain that? Why would I have to explain of what less than 1% of the population is being shown in a kids movie, Van? Also, why do I have the knowledge to explain that to the kid? Van? Why? Come on, come on, Van. Tell me. You was about to tell me. Then don't take what, Van? Don't take him to the kids movie? Cause what? Cause something might be in there. Why is that in there, Van? Why is sexuality in there, Kevin? This isn't about Kevin. This is not about. See, you're falling for that same thing. This isn't about LGBT. This is about adult sexual themes. Heterosexual adult things, homosexual adult things, lesbian, gay, bi, trans, whatever, sexual themes in child entertainment. I don't care what letter of the alphabet you want to use. Why is it in the child's thing? Some people, oh, well, if it was, you wouldn't say that if it was a man and a woman kissing. If it was a man and a woman who end up with a baby. It depends on what the question is. And if I have the answer, do I have the answer? Snoop said he didn't have the answer. He didn't know how to explain it. That's not his forte. Look, parents should be able to educate their kids in the time frame that they want to educate their kids, especially when it comes to sexuality. Don't speed up my timetable, but just because. You're speeding up my timetable.
I can tell you one thing, if that situation was different, if that kid came up and asked Snoop, yo, Uncle Snoop, Granddad Snoop, whatever, how do I talk to girls? I bet you got an answer for that question.
Sure.
Yo, Uncle Snoop, how do I get money? How do I rap? I bet you got an answer for that question because you've thought about it. You've considered it. And you've made a value system about what a young man should learn. Do you think it's even important that a young man learns how to be a good member of his community for the people in his community that are marginalized or persecuted? Is that even important to you? Is it important to you that a young man knows how to protect the people in his society or community that are not protected? Does that even matter to you? Because if it matters to you, then you'll be gleeful and happy to take that question on and make another good person. So whenever you make the decision to—
I'm going to keep pausing him. And I know I got some super chats I'm going to get to. Van just said, if the child came up to him and asked him how to talk to girls, how to rap, then he would know. And Van, yes, he probably would know how to talk to girls because that's what he do. He talks to girls. Why I'm Van, and I don't want to, I'm not trying to sound crazy because I love everybody. Do what you do. I ain't got no issue with nobody doing what they got to do. Van, what does that got to do with the kid asking me about two women having a baby? Yes, I know how to answer the question about how to talk to girls. I got a wife, dog, with kids. I know how to talk to women. It's something that I know. Rap. I rap, Van. I'm a rap, Van. I'm probably the most recognized rapper in the world, Van. Yes. I'll be able to show them how to rap. What do I know about two women having a baby? I don't know nothing about no artificial insemination, Van. I don't know how two women went up to space and came back with a child. Van, do you know how two women went up to space and came back with a baby? Maybe we need to reverse it, Van. Because maybe you didn't watch the movie that Snoop and his child was watching. Two women up in space, Van. Fast forward, it's a baby, Van. Can you answer me that? How did that happen, Van? This ain't about two women just loving each other and automatically, did a stork drop the baby off, Van? Because back in the day, that's what they used to teach us, right? Where the babies come from? Oh, a stork drop them off. That's the dumbest shit in the world, is it not? You see how adults used to explain stuff to us? Storks. That's how they put it in cartoons back in the day. Where did babies come from in cartoons? You see that stork fly in, drop the baby off. That's where babies came from in cartoons back in the day, Van. So now I have to explain how two women went up to space and got a baby, Van. Van, use your brain, man. Did you just talked about, oh, I told you we should have went and saw this movie in droves. Seemed like you didn't go watch the movie, Van. I want you to go take, because I'm pretty sure Van ain't got no kids. Go take your nieces and nephews, go watch that movie and explain to them how a baby came out of that situation, Van. Explain to me. Did the space stork show up, drop the baby off, and then dip off? The alien stork showed up with the baby? Come on, man. And you know what the next word about to be?
To bitch about shit like this, you're making a decision to undergird the status quo, and I don't fuck with it. I think it's lazy, and I think it's ridiculous, and it's not just in the situation of Snoop. I think everybody who asks lazy, homophobic, idiotic questions like this, that you fall into the same fucking trough.
Said the word. It's homophobic.
And then she jumped.
That's what it is. It is a homophobic thought it is a homophobic comment that was made. And everything that you said is true and it's right. Because it's not that he's going to answer the questions about a woman or about money or about rapping because he's thought about it. It's that it's not just that he's thought about it, he's comfortable with those things. He likes those things. The reason he didn't want to talk about these things is because they make him uncomfortable. He has some sort of issue with it, which makes these comments homophobic. That's what it is. You have to call it like it is. And so for that, because it's that, it goes beyond disappointing. Because here's the thing. Let's just say I don't know with certainty, but I'm pretty sure his grandchild has watched The Lion King. That means that if you watch that movie, or for any parent whose kid watched this movie and maybe they had a problem with it and they watched something like The Lion King, that means that you deal with death in a very tragic way.
Yep.
Your child is most likely going to ask you about death.
Mhm.
It's probably the first time they're going to see it, maybe.
Maybe.
It's traumatic.
Come on, Ray.
It's
Come with it.
gut-wrenching, and you
Yeah.
have to explain death to a child.
Oh, right.
There are other
Explain death
themes
to a
within that
kid.
movie. There's birth in that movie. You
Mhm.
have to maybe explain that.
Maybe.
There's jealousy. There's
Mhm.
resentment.
Yeah.
You see brothers that don't get along. There are all
Yeah,
these
all of
questions that arise
all of
from a
that.
movie. And I have yet to really hear somebody complain about a movie like that. But all of a sudden, when it deals with
Snoop didn't
same
complain.
sex or being anything a part of the queer community, it's a problem that you don't want to ask questions about when there are a lot of themes that bring questions up in for children in these animated movies. So when you scrap all of that away, it's homophobic.
Rachel, that is the dumbest shit I've heard. Oh, it's death in the Lion King. I'm pretty sure your kid went to see Lion King. So now, if let's say Snoop was uncomfortable talking about death, man, I took my son to see the Lion King, or I took my grandkid to see the Lion King. He said, Papa Snoop, what happened to Mufasa? What happened to Mufasa? And Snoop, oh man, just watch the movie. I wasn't ready. So is he now a necrophobe? Would that person be a necrophobe? Snoop, you're a necrophobe. Why you can't explain it? What are you, a necrophobe? What? Like, to throw these terms around so willy-nilly just because it's the buzzword of the last, 5 to 10 years, that don't make you better than anybody. Not only that, that was a false equivalency. People die every day. It's been a thing, you know what's one thing with human beings? You born and you die. That is something that's gonna happen. Birth and death, right? Birth and death. So her saying, explaining birth, yeah, birth is gonna be there. Right? Death is gonna be there. Even with Buzz Lightyear. The grandchild was asking, where did this kid come from? Birth. Where did this kid come from? Snoop couldn't explain it. It's hard to explain that. It is hard to explain the stork showing up in space and dropping off this little baby to these two. It ain't got nothing to do with the two women. I mean, it do, because whoever the grandkid know that two women can't make a baby. So let's just get that out of there. The grandkid probably knew two women can't make a baby. Now that the kid knows that two women can't make a baby and the baby just showed up, where did the baby come from? Where did the baby come from? What, you know what I'm saying? I seen people trying to use Snoop's past when it came to things. Oh, you was in the L word back in the day, or I bet you could explain murder was the case to your kid. And it was like Snoop was 20 years old when he made that. Your music. And my music is for adults. It ain't for kids. Like, those are false equivalencies. A lot of people was like, well, your music and your persona is for adults. It's for adults. I hate to go to the extreme, but I'm sure porn stars ain't letting their kids just watch their movies or anybody else movies that they've worked with, right? Pretty sure that ain't happening. I would like to see Snoop explain bitches ain't shit. Why do I have to explain that to a child when it's not for a child? Am I wrong? Let me know, because I'm just confused in this. It's like, I think people want to dislike Snoop, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just try to find something to chink into Snoop's armor because of the crypto ball. Which really had nothing to do with Trump, but that's another thing. Now he's what? They're just trying to find something to cancel. This man ain't did nothing but make a couple of bops, smoke weed, go through his evolution of who he was, and that's it. That podcast was about him having a wonderful wife, wonderful family, the things he's doing for the community. He was opening up about his grandkids, and y'all took this man opening up, clipped that part up, and made it something about nothing. That's nasty work, man. That is nasty work. Right. To Lightyear. Why are we giving this much? Right, Jim. Why are we giving this much to Lightyear? It was not good. And America spoke about it, whether it was good or not. They didn't like that it wasn't the original Buzz that they knew, and they didn't like the theme of it. I'm all about being progressive. But it seemed like sometimes people chase that white rabbit too hard. If y'all want to educate. I'm all fine with, hey, Snoop, hey, you want to come on the show? I could tell you, I could help you with a couple of ways on how to explain this. But if you watch the movie, it's hard to explain that. It's hard for adults to, I'm pretty sure adults watch that movie and was like, wait a minute, wait. 2 women go into space, 1 + 1. Same, but it's a baby show up. Wait a minute. Adults are scratching their head. Wait, what? So, come on, man. Let's say 2 dudes, like, it'll be the same question. 2 dudes come up and it's the next thing I know, they got a boy? Or they got a family running around? Where did the family come from? Let me ask y'all these questions, man. Y'all know I like to have these points, leave y'all with these points, man. Should representation in kids' films spark conversation, or should it be subtle? Should kids' films, that's a good question. Should kids' films spark adult conversations? I don't remember my parents having a crazy discussion over Aladdin and what was in Aladdin. I just don't remember that. You know what? A big discussion for me as a kid, Transformers the movie, when Optimus Prime died, right? That might have been I think that was a huge controversy because it was the death of a character, major character in this film, and it wasn't kids not understanding death. It was y'all took out Optimus Prime. Like, the only reason why I'm really watching this cartoon, but y'all killed Optimus Prime. So they had to retcon that because it was, that. I don't remember my parents having a conversation about it. Oh, there shouldn't be death in Transformers. Oh, man. I just don't remember. And you know what's crazy is, I do think, and this is going to sound a little bit hypocritical, I do think cartoons should educate kids on certain aspects of life. I don't think death should be necessary. What was it? Bambi, right? Bambi's mom died. What was the movie with the dinosaurs back in the day? What was the name? Littlefoot. You know, parents died. Like, but there was not. It wasn't sexuality. See, the thing is, you can deal with death early. Death can come land before time. Death can come at 2 years old, 3 years old, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, what happened to granddad? Granddad is dead. Death affects you early. Sex should not affect you at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years of age. Not sexuality. Everybody, death is 100% certain. No ifs and buts about it. Everybody ain't having sex. Hate to say it. Everybody ain't having sex. Everybody's not sexually active. Everybody ain't gay. Everybody ain't bi. Everybody ain't lesbian. Everybody ain't straight. Right? But everybody, and I can say this for certain, everybody dies. So for her false equivalency of, oh, you'll have to deal with a death. Yes. Have to deal with a death. A baby can be born and the mother die in childbirth. Guess what? Got to deal with the death. Fresh out. That baby got to deal with that death fresh out. No titty milk, no nothing. Ain't got to deal with sexuality, though. You see how that works? That's why that's a false equivalency. Your body ain't, though. So it's fine. You saying the body is gone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Right? When it came to Snoop's reaction, is it a generation thing? Is it just because he's of a different generation? Or do families have the right to choose content exposure? I'm gonna say both. I think it's both. I think Snoop is from a different generation. And I think that generation made the choice of choosing to expose content to the kids. Like I said, growing up, I just don't remember sexuality being like just ingrained into the into the cartoons that I watched. I just don't remember. And maybe that's me, you know, being removed, and maybe could be some ignorance on my part, some distance. But I just don't remember that. Don't. A lot of people say, well, what about Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It was, yeah, and guess what? Who Framed Roger Rabbit was not meant for kids. It was not meant for kids. Do filmmakers, studios, do they owe it to the audiences to normalize diversity, or does that risk losing viewership? I think it's both. Yet again, like, I'm not against you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not against LGBTQ representation in film and things of that nature. I'm not. I think it's a good thing to showcase these things properly. One thing that I don't like, and I don't care whether it's hetero or homo, a tokenized issue is bad on any front. A tokenized black guy, a tokenized woman, a tokenized gay person, a tokenized trans person. Because what are they there for? Are they there to advance the story and advance the plot? Or are they just the token because, oh, diversity? That's the question that we should be asking when we look at these movies for diversity, when it comes to LGBTQIA, when it comes to diversity of race, when it comes to diversity of sex, gender. Why? Does it advance the plot? Does it do something for the storyline? This person is gay because why? This black person is here, why? This white person is here, why? Those are the questions that I'm asking. Because it is a little weird when you're watching something and then out of the blue, two men start kissing. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing in the movie. I do have questions when you come up with a movie and your way to get to advertise and market the movie is, oh, this is the gayest film ever. Oh, we got the first same-sex kiss in a Marvel movie. Why is sexuality so important in a movie? It has nothing to do. If the movie was about sex, you know what? If the movie was about sexuality, and that's what it was exploring sexuality, it was exploring relationships, and y'all say, hey, we got the first man-on-man kiss. We doing something big here. We exploring sexuality. Hell, even if it was a Marvel movie that explored sexuality, why not? But you got just a random gay couple for no reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let me tell you what, Kevin, this right here is the issue. That's the issue. I can get offended for having black folks on screen. I get offended for having white folks. I can get offended for anything. Why? Tell me this, Kevin. Why is that LGBT couple on the screen? And I know you can clip it up and make it sound bad, but I'm saying in the context of the movie, are they there for a specific reason? Or are they just there to just be LGBTQ? Because that's what's called being a token. Tokenization is bad, Kevin. Tokenization is bad. And if I was LGBTQ and you just randomly throwing gay people or lesbians or whatever just to try to appease me, that's bad. Because that ain't how stories work. That ain't even how the real world works. That's just like back in the day, they used to throw a random rap in the movie. I know how to get them. Let's see. This is how we get black folks to show up. Let's throw a rap in there. Fern Gully. Why was he rapping in Fern Gully? It was a movie that Steve Urkel was in back in the day. The kids, they was at the summer camp. The white girl said, oh, I know what to do. Let's make a rap. Girl, why you making a rap? For what? What you rapping about? Why do you, and why? What? Don't the thing is, you should never pander. Make it not, look, if it works, if you put it in a movie, it should work. I don't have to announce gayness in a movie. You'll understand why the gayness is in the movie. Brokeback Mountain was gay as hell, and it worked. It was supposed to work. The movie that Matthew McConaughey won the Oscar for, that worked. Growing up, gay was in a lot of stuff growing up. Nobody batted an eye. Mrs. Doubtfire, gay. Hell, trans or whatever, cross-dressing. Nobody batted an eye because they didn't announce it, like they didn't push it off like that. See, when you push it like that, it's bad for business. Then when you push it off like that and it don't work, you get what Kevin says. There's no reason for anybody to get offended about. You're right. I shouldn't get offended by it because it should just be. Everybody beautiful, nobody's horny. Just be gay. Just be lesbian. Just be straight. Just be trans. Just be natural. If that's you, be you. Yeah. Yeah. In the meeting with Cap. Like, why? I mean, it didn't make or break the movie, but that dude didn't have to. Did he have to be gay in that? Did he have to say what? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't advance the plot. It didn't stop the plot, but it didn't advance the plot. He didn't have to say nothing about his partner. Whether his partner was male or female, he didn't have to say it. He could have just said, I lost my partner. But like I said, hey, if I need to be educated, I'm glad I'm here to open. Hit the inbox up. Y'all let me know where I'm going wrong at, where I'm miseducated at. Let me get these. I forgot I got these super chats. Let me get to these super chats. Q is not a robot. Q said, I think it's a controlled breakdown of the family. I'm not against. You ain't wrong on that, bro. I do think, and they want, you know what I'm saying? Like, when parents are so hands off now with with kids and what they watch, it's kids just walk around with phones, you know, these black screens in their face, and they just take it in all types of stuff and don't know how to disseminate it, don't know how to compute the stuff that they take in from, you know what I'm saying? So now they think that they're supposed to do certain things that they see, repeat certain things that they see on these phones. And the parents are so hands off because society is also trying to teach parents to be hands off. Because as soon as a parent like Snoop say, hey, look, I'm not ready to explain that to my child yet, or to my grandchild yet, they getting shit for it. They getting shit for being a parent. Hey, I ain't ready yet. We not there yet. My child's development ain't there sexually yet to where I need to explain this to my child. But I'm the bad guy. Now I'm homophobic. Oh, but you explain how to get girls. Who said that I would even explain how to get girls at that age? Here you go, Q. I got some new ones up, Q. I'm gonna give you one of my new ones. New super chat. What I got?
I love gold. The look of it,
The taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
That movie couldn't. Hey, this society so soft. That movie couldn't be that trilogy. What was it? 3 of those movies, right? That couldn't come out today. Could not come out today. No, sir. Who else we got? Buck. Buck said, once I saw my daughter was kind of getting into boys, me and my girl sat her down and had, right. But you saw that you needed to have that conversation. It was a natural thing that happened. Right. And if you don't mind me asking, how old was your daughter when that happened? Most boys, most girls at a certain age, they look at boys and girls, oh, girls got cooties, ew, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But yeah, once my mom used to say, once you get an age where you start smelling your piss and all that, now let's have this conversation. Because now it seems like you're getting a little hair down there. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we need to have this conversation. She was a teenager, so yeah, it was time. Let me talk to, you know what I'm saying? Consequences of because it's consequences into getting with the boy or woman, right? We don't want no storks showing up prematurely. I got a daughter too. I got a son as well. I don't want him sending those storks out, and I don't want to be receiving those storks. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what I got for you, Buck. I got a new one for you as well. Just a little something.
This is the raid. Everybody lay down, behave. Now give up the cash, don't make us happy. This is the raid. Everybody lay down, behave. This is a hold up, your hand should go up.
It's a raid, man. Raid. So the choice was made and the world kept spinning. World kept spinning. That's it. So I was fine with it, but it was random. It was random. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Some stuff fits, some stuff don't. A lot of that stuff, just random acts of gain. hate to say it like that. Random acts of gain, and sometimes it just don't be fitting. It didn't fit in what we're talking, Lightyear. It didn't fit. It had nothing to do with, it didn't fit. Nothing to do with Lightyear, nothing to do with the mission. Didn't fit. Didn't fit, man. So for years they want to be prudes, then show us that they dry ass sex scene in Eternal's faster. Like, slow down. Right. So look, man, I love everybody. I love everybody. I want everybody to be successful, healthy, happy, be with who you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't want, like I said, when I was a kid, cover your eyes. And this was for regular heterosexual stuff. Right. And I hate to say it. I ain't gonna say it. Stammer said Fastos had a husband, but in the end, it was a so what detail. Superficial, non-relevant. I'm not even gay, and I was annoyed on their behalf about that. Yeah, it was, but that's the tokenization of it. I don't understand why people would want, to me, that's disrespectful to that community. That's a poor representation to me. And like you said, I'm not gay, but to me, that's a poor, because I, as a black man, would not want to be represented as a token. We talk about that now, how, a lot of stuff back in the day, was tokenized blackness in these movies. Hey, we need a black guy, to just throw a black guy in there. And then when they throw him in there, they kill him off. Why even put him in there if he gonna die? Just the token is like, why would you want to be tokens? That's the whole thing that Trump be doing. Oh, my black guy over here. It's my, hey, come here, guy. You don't want to be that. That's the equivalent of saying, hey, I got a gay friend. I know some gay people. My neighbor's gay. That's the equivalent of that. I know trans people. My boss is trans. That's the equivalent. They don't care about you. Lightyear did not care about them two women being gay. And that whole Marvel, Disney, whoever put that Pixar, they didn't care about the gay representation in that film, because if they did, it would have really meant something. Would have really meant something. Content gatekeeping, no adults have to explain certain topics because Blue's Clues, SpongeBob, or Powerpuff Girls, etc., expose child to content. Right. And you know what? Powerpuff Girls. Remember him? I'm going to pull up a picture of him. Now, when I was watching Powerpuff, I was of age to know about, because that was in 98. I graduated in 01, so I was middle school round Powerpuff Girl. Him. Let me show him. Him was like the devil, right? Remember this character? Remember him? This was like a cross-dressing devil called him. Makeup, lipstick on. But no kid knew, even was worried about it. It was just a cartoon. It wasn't sexual. Wasn't sexual. Nothing about this was sexual. It was him, but he was in a dress. Bugs Bunny was in a dress sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can wear clothes, right? That's easy to explain. But two women going up into space and having a kid, that is hard to explain to an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old. I just wanted to show that. Him was funny to me. Him was funny to me. Folks say it's cool when we do it. It's a problem when Trump do it. Anything for profit now, it doesn't make money. They dropped it. Quit. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You see how quick they just turned to left? Exit stays left. It didn't work. Didn't work. Impulsively. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. It's just wild to me, man. Yeah, no, I think that's what actually happened. Samurai, I think that is because it's the same. If you put them side by side, that is Samurai Jack. And I like how they, the rumor, what I'm saying, how it all adds up. I think it's dope. I think that's dope. But man, let me get out of here because I'm just rambling. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some backlash on this, which is fine. Having this conversation is a good thing. We are supposed to converse about these things. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this is a good thing. I think it's more weak-minded with this, you know what I'm saying? Because this society or this generation, whatever you want to call it, I think they're real weak-minded because everything is sensitive to them and they don't know how to discern what to, you know what I'm saying, what to keep and what to throw away. Everything is an issue. I think they fight, instead of picking the right battles or figuring out what battles to fight, they fight every battle, and it's exhausting. I don't think they're going to last that long by fighting every battle. I don't. Every battle ain't meant to be fought. And if you know that that's not you, why fight it? If you know it has nothing to do with you, you know, why? Snoop said what he said, and I didn't see nothing wrong with it. And majority, I was reading comments. Majority of the people was like, well, what did he say was wrong? Why is this an issue? What did he say was wrong? Why is this new? But, you know, say Van will finger, maybe. I welcome. The thing is, I don't have an issue with Van. I think he's off base. I think a lot of the people who are commenting on the Snoop controversy are off base. I think they just want to be in the, you know what I'm saying, like a clout. I don't know if it's a clout thing or what, but they want to be on the right side of history so bad that they look bad. That everything is that. When you use the word homophobe so much, everything is homophobic. Those words don't. It's like using the race. When you pull that race card out every time, it loses its luster. It loses its meaning. If you play the race card every time, sooner or later it don't work no more. You use the homophobe word to the point to where people is like, man, I'm so tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're not, when you're using it and it's not that situation, because you can tell if this person is genuinely I don't even like homo, because nobody's scared of. I wish it was a different term for that. I wish it was a different term, but that's the term that they use. Just like narcissistic or gaslighting. Oh, you're gaslighting me. What? My thing, you know what? When it comes to this, they talk about acceptance and understanding, and then they don't try to understand the person that they're downing. Make that make sense for me. Only our residential pearl clutching cinematic apologists, you know the one, will give you backlash, since they only ever turn up to push back on whatever the talking point is that day, then ghost. Oh, Chill in the building. What up, Chill? Chill said the quote looked different when I read it. Then I saw the video and had a different opinion on what he meant. See, they got you too. Chill. The thing is, Chill, they aim at people like you. And there's nothing wrong with a person like you, but Chill hangs. I believe Chill is a very emotional, driven, ready to go type of person. He see an atrocity happening, he ready to get the pitchforks and go slay some demons. And I'm all for that. But if Chill was in my vicinity and he brought an issue like that to me, I'd be like, hold on, Chill, wait. Let's get all the information. Let's slow down. Everything ain't that. They know you are emotional, and they're going to prey on your emotions, because that's what this is. These headlines, oh, he's scared to take that's just preying on your emotions. Everybody wants to be on the right side. Yes, I want to be on the right side of history. Don't nobody want to hate nobody because of their sexuality. I don't think Snoop hate nobody because of their. Why would he do that? I'm pretty sure a lot of gay people buy his records, listen to his music, movies. whatever. I was just at the Snoop Dogg store. His weed store too. I was just gay folks left and right up in there. But answering that question to your grandkid, come on, man. Yeah, that's it. They just matter. And why? Why are y'all trying to hang? He was not with Trump. He was not at this was not the inauguration ball. And you know what's crazy? I don't hear nobody saying nothing about Rick Ross. I don't hear nobody saying nothing about Soulja Boy. Nothing. Snoop, Ross, Soulja. All three of them was at the crypto ball. Because they are into cryptocurrency. That's what they're into. Homophobia, racist, anti-Semite, all grossly overused in it. Yes, very much so. Very much so. It's all right, Chill. I'm pretty sure a lot. But the crazy thing is, though, Chill, a lot of people will be uninformed, misinformed, whatever you want to say, and they won't go the extra step. They won't come and listen to somebody like me who will help them see, nah, whoa, that ain't what this is. A lot of people won't do that. They're going to see a lot of people won't even click to read they just see the headline and that's it. They won't click to read the story. Or they'll watch it on TikTok or short, YouTube short, where it's chopped up and somebody's spinning whatever their own little spin is. And they won't go and watch the whole interview or the whole podcast and see that it's something totally different. Yep. That's it. Cherry pick quotes, won't read the headlines. So you don't hear anyone say anything about them at any point in the time is the difference. Right, you don't hear nothing. Nobody's like, where is it? I mean, why Snoop and not Rick Ross or Soulja Boy? All three of them rappers. Why? I mean, I hold all three of them to the same standard. I grew up off of Snoop. Snoop is one of my favorite rappers. Cool, but I'm not looking for him to be my political teacher in anything. They entertainers. These dudes gonna go to wherever the bag is. I don't rock with Snoop because of his politics. It is like telephone. It's crazy. I watched it too. And I didn't, because after I watched it, I think she put the clip out about him and his wife and all of that. And I was like, oh, he skated. He got out of this. I didn't think that they would come a couple days later with this Lightyear. We talking about I'm finna get on my AI now. Practice. We talking about Lightyear? That movie? Lightyear. Not the off-brand PlayStation. Yes. Snoop does have cultural cachet that Ross and Soulja don't, and will not have. People are fond of Snoop in ways that other MCs have no hope of being. Different investment, different. I don't disagree. All I'm saying is, what is the real, what's the real thing here? Are y'all mad at Snoop about the crypto ball still, or are y'all Or now y'all just want to cherry pick and nitpick everything that Snoop do? Because this shouldn't even be a story. This shouldn't even be. It's on white news sites, conservative white news. Like, it's everywhere. Why is this circulating the way it circulates? Who made it a thing? I want to know what who was the person who made this a thing. That's what I want to know. Buck said it was on Soldier Boy Net for like a day or two. Soldier held his ground, told everybody kiss his ass. Yeah, and Trump wasn't there. That's I guess my issue when it comes to because when it happened, I knew about it. This was the first annual crypto ball, for one thing. This was not a Trump event. Trump was coming out. I think they they added some things because Trump did his meme coin on the same day or something like that. But this was not a Trump event. This was the annual crypto ball. Snoop got asked to perform there because the dude who was doing the crypto stuff is Snoop's homeboy who helps him with the Snoop Football League. Snoop is into crypto. He's into the whole metaverse and all of that. You said we need to figure out what this is. It's covering up something. Something, you know, it's now that you say that, Q, something's gonna come out. Something's gonna come out, and we too preoccupied with Snoop and fucking Lightyear. Right. 3 months from now. Find out too, just around the same time, right up under our nose, right? They get us every time. We worrying about Snoop and damn Lightyear, and they just ran off with all the church's money. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, y'all, let me get up out of there. I'm going on 2 hours, man. No, I tried to keep this thing on the hour, but I'm sorry. This one just was in, you know what I'm saying? This was there. I just didn't like this story. I thought this was just a nasty story, man. And I'm taking journalist classes or whatever. So I'm thinking about integrity, I'm journalistic integrity and things. And it's just now I'm just watching all of this nonsense. And yes, I know we all want the clicks and the likes and stuff like that, but come on, man. Weave a better tale. Weave a better story. Weave a better story. Y'all know how I do this, man. I think I've been doing it like every day this week. I've been pretty consistent. Y'all keep me consistent, man. Y'all, if I don't do a show, I want y'all to hit me up and say, hey, why Blues News didn't happen? Why you wasn't on Blurred AF? Why I didn't see you Thursday or Friday doing something? I need y'all to hit me, man. Keep me consistent. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Let's quick recap before I go out of here. X-Men with Jake Schreier. Who do you think they should cast? These are things that I want y'all to come back and let me know. What X-Men do you think it should be? Who do you think he should pick for his team? The Kobe biopic. Hype is on 10, man. Hype is on 10. He deserves that legend treatment. Who do you want to see play Kobe Bean Bryant? Who do you want to see play Kobe Bean Bryant? And how do I want to word it? Kids seeing same sex in child situations, is that too much? Or is it not enough when it comes to representation? I think I would word it that way. And what should parents do about it? Right? So that's the show, man. Tomorrow, come through. I don't know what we're gonna do. We might talk a little Secret Wars. I might be a follow-up on this Snoop thing. Maybe they really go in on me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll see, man. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit me with the thumbs up on the way in or the way out. Follow me at Blues House on everything. That's BLUSHOUSE. And if you want memberships to open, if you want to become a member, I do have merch up. I just came out with a new shirt. Tomorrow I would probably be showcasing that shirt to let y'all see what it looks like, all shapes, sizes, and colors, man. I think it's a dope shirt. Hit me on Threads, IG. See y'all tomorrow at 8, man. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here, man. Take it easy. Be safe. It is I, your OG Big Blue, signing off. Peace.
This concludes today's broadcast from Blues News. We hope you enjoyed tonight's programming and the time we've shared together.
Right. Always be about being authentic. Drop like that drop to what it was March, so that we added to the slate on the strength of an exception. So I think it's confidence. I think that
Blues News is dedicated to bringing you the very best in pop culture, music, and conversation, serving viewers everywhere, every day. On behalf of our staff and crew, we thank you for watching. We'll return tomorrow with more entertainment, insight, and fun for the whole house gang. Good night and good luck.